everyone. My name is Belinda Langer, and I am a product manager here at Google working on our app ads products. And today we're going to talk a lot about smart strategies for growing your business with ads. It's really great to be back here at I/O and see all of the amazing things that you're building. I love this time of year because it really energizes me to see how you are all growing your businesses and what kind of cool apps you're developing. Technology really offers the opportunity for us to live more fulfilling and balanced lives. And for me personally, apps really helped me unplug after my daughter was born exactly a year ago today. But no worries, I'm not going to make you sing happy birthday to her. She won't understand anyways, right? So, one of the things that was really important to me about apps was, as becoming a new parent, I really wanted to learn more about how to be a really good parent. As a first-time mom, I really wanted to make sure I wasn't doing anything wrong. And so, as a natural person who's really curious, I wanted to read up on all the possible books to learn how to sleep train my daughter, to figure out how to get her to eat properly, all the basics in life, right? And so the Libby app helped me borrow ebooks from my local library so that all the cool books that people were recommending to me, I could read up on. It helped me sync my bookmarks across all of my devices, so no matter where I was able to just take a quick look at my apps and see what was going on. And it even let me beam my books to my Kindle. Also, if you've ever had a baby, you don't get a lot of free time, and so, but you kind of want to cool off every so often, right? And so I also wanted to unwind by playing Golf Masters. And the nice thing about this game is that there's such quick rounds, so that I was able to get a quick round in and just play different courses really quickly while my daughter was sleeping. And so, with billions of users like me across the world engaging with mobile apps, the opportunity for you is huge. And competition is heating up. Users have higher expectations for your app, so you really need to find a way to stand out while growing quickly and profitably. And you want to find the right users. You want to find those right customers and convert them effectively. And you need to create engaging, user-friendly experiences. So this means that both your app and your advertising dollars have to work really hard to set you apart. It's a lot to think about. The good news is that technology can handle a lot of the heavy lifting of your business with ads. And today we're going to talk a little bit about how Google's smarter growth and monetization strategies make it easier for you to grow a more profitable app business. So, I'm going to kick things off about talking about some of the few launches that we're doing, both for Google App Campaigns, formerly known as UAC. We'll talk a little bit about some of the partnerships that we're creating. And then Duke is going to talk about the latest AdMob innovations that make sure that you help find smarter monetization strategies. So what are we waiting for? Let's dive in, because this is what you're all here for, right? Building a profitable app business is not just about installs and daily actives. I see a lot of head shaking. So this really resonates with you guys. You all know that it takes smart growth strategies focused on converting high-value users at the right time and at the right price. But today, it's not easy to find advertisers and users that will engage and transact. With your limited resources, how do you acquire new, high-value users to drive your business forward? And how do you keep their attention? We're so busy these days, right? It's so hard to make sure that you even set aside time to sit in this presentation, to read up on the latest news, to hang out with your family. So how do you keep people's attention so they not only install, but use your app, transact in your app, and come back time and time again? So we built Google App Campaigns to help you reach users who really want to use your app in more of the moments that they're already hanging out in. Our machine technology helps handle the hard work of helping you find the right users across all of the Google properties, including Google Search, Google Play, YouTube, and the 3 million sites and apps in our network, all in one campaign. And We come to I/O every year to listen to your feedback, and we're working on unlocking even more valuable and more value for you in the developer community. So, there are two things that we need to understand in order to put our machine learning to work for you. First, we need to know which users matter the most to making your business profitable. When you think about that perfect customer, what are they doing? Are they just installing and using your app day in and day out? Are they getting through the tutorials really fast? Are they getting to certain game levels really fast? Are they making a purchase? Knowing these critical moments that these users and actions users are taking helps drive value for your business and helps us find more users who are similar to them. And second, we want to know, how do you want to show up to new users with your ad creatives? What do you want them to remember about your app? Users are discovering apps in more ways than ever before. How do you want users to interact with your ad? Where do you want to find them? Different users also want different things from your app. Having the right inputs helps Google deliver the most relevant ad in every possible opportunity that a user is looking for. Because we're all different, and we all want different things from our apps. So, let's go ahead and jump to answering that first question. How to find more users that matter. Today in app campaigns, we offer two bidding strategies to help you find the right users. And this really depends on kind of what your goal is. We have TCPI, or target cost per install, which lets you bid on users who install. Tell us how much you want to pay for each user who's going to install, and then we handle the rest. Going one step further, if you want to focus on specific actions, we have a bidding option called TCPA, or target cost per action. This lets you bid on users who not only install, but also take a specific, valuable action within your app. Once you tell us which conversions matter to you, whether it be subscribing, whether it be making a purchase, getting to a certain level, spending a certain amount of time in your app, Google can now find people who are likely to complete these actions in the future. So to recap, if you're simply focused on finding installs, then we have TCPI bidding to help you find more users at a certain cost per install. If your business model, though, depends on acquiring users who will take certain actions in your app, then use TCPA bidding, or target cost per action. So, I don't want you just to hear it from me, so I'm actually going to show you a success story from Maven, an hourly car sharing and rental service from GM. Has anyone used them yet? No? Well, maybe you'll try them later. For Maven, the valuable in-app actions they were looking for are registrations, the first steps that users take to becoming really active members. And this is because Maven recognized that they need to acquire not just any user, but users that will help them grow a very loyal base. Let's take a look at their experience bidding with TCPA and how they use that to optimize their app campaigns.
Maven is an on-demand car sharing service. We launched in 2016. We launched very quickly with 8 markets in 8 months.
One of the biggest challenges that we've had was understanding who are going to be the right people to target, to talk to, in order to have them actually become a member, register, and then use our service.
These days, an install or download isn't enough. We're really looking to find those high-value members.
So we partnered with Google to address our need of finding high-value customers. We've been able to increase our registrations by 51% while decreasing our cost per registration by 74%. One of the benefits of using an automated campaign is that you get to being more of a strategist, being able to look at it from a 30,000-foot view and understand this is the campaign as a whole. It gives me a lot more line of sight of what's in the future instead of what's just immediately on the horizon.
It does all the hard work for us. With machine learning, it's constantly optimizing so that we can focus our time, efforts, and energy on finding other ways that we can continue to connect with our members.
This partnership has done really well in addressing our business challenges.
This is where we're looking to continue to find the high-value members. We know that Google will allow us to continue to drive and grow our Maven business.
As you can see and as you heard, we do our best here at Google to make this process effective and simple for you. Those are some amazing metrics. So we really want to make sure that you can also take advantage of these opportunities. Choose the action or the actions that you want your users to take, add your bids and creatives, and let's get going. But sometimes it's not easy to know what bid you need to place or start with in your TCPI or TCPA campaigns. It might take some experience. So to help guide you, we have bid landscapes. And these are available globally today, so make sure to log into your AdWords campaigns and take a look. This is a new app campaigns feature that shows a bid that you should place for your CPI or your CPA campaigns to reach the scale that makes sense for you, to help you make the right trade-offs for your business. So you can visualize the trade-offs that you should consider between both cost and reach, and compare your performance of your app against other similar apps. And as you can see in this example, the higher the CPI, the more installs you will get. Duh. But bid landscapes help you estimate the incremental reach that you get for a particular increase in bid. It's a great tool to guide your decision to adjust your bid at any stage of your campaign. Make sure that you're achieving the returns that you need and that you can always make the right trade-offs. Sometimes you might actually be a little bit more flexible, though, with your bids. Let's say you have a new app launch, or there's a new seasonal event that you really want to take advantage of. Maybe you're really focused on making sure that people are buying those last-minute Mother's Day gifts. Huh? Hint, hint. To give you that flexibility, we announced GDC in March that we are also beta testing a third bidding option, max conversions. With max conversions, you can actually get as many installs as possible within your budget. Developers like Huge Games are already using max conversions, and it really helped their advertising dollars go farther, faster. This bidding strategy actually helped Huge Games drive a 300% increase in download volume for their Huge Games. And it really helped make an impact in the markets and the categories that they care about, finding more users that were going to engage with their app. With max conversions and bid landscapes, you now have a simple and clear way to expand your base of app users. But we know that for many of you, installs and even conversions don't tell that full story. While they're a really great starting point, you want to grow your app business. So your focus should shift towards the revenue that each of these users are generating. It makes sense that you would pay more for someone who spends $50 than someone who spends $5. These are basic things that we learned in math class. And that is why you will soon be able to bid on the target return on ad spend, or the TROAS, for each new acquired user. TROAS bidding lets you bid dynamically and pay more for users who are likely to spend more and pay less for users likely to spend less, making you more effective. And so, to use TROAS, you'll need to report conversions and conversion values through Google Analytics for Firebase. And for any given time frame, you can now specify the return that you want to earn from customers relative to how much you paid to acquire them. In other words, when you set your TROAS bid, you're telling Google what average value you want to get back for every dollar that you spent. So let's take a look at an example. If you're looking for users that want to that will spend twice as much that it paid to, as they cost to acquire, you can now set 200% as your return on ad spend, and that will be the multiplier for your TROAS bid. And it will help you find users accordingly who will spend twice as much as you cost. So if they spend $50, you're only paying $25. TROS bidding will be available in the upcoming months for app campaigns on both iOS and on Android. So make sure to be on the lookout to take advantage of this really great opportunity. So I've talked about some of the really great bidding solutions to help you find more of the right people at the right price. But today's consumers have more choices than ever before. Just like you guys had many choices of which talks to come to, consumers have many decisions on what apps they want to download. And so, how do you make sure that they're coming to your talk? Oh, whoops. How do they make sure you're downloading your app, right? Even if you reach the right people, how do you win and keep their attention? So, I'm going to take you through some of our latest ad creative innovations which help you do just that. Think back to the last time you saw an ad for an app you didn't know. Giving you some time to think about it here. Where did you see it? What did you say? Instagram, okay. Yeah, you've seen it in the apps that you're playing with. Some people probably saw it on a website, and some of you might have been watching a video, right? What interested you about that app? What piqued your interest? Chances are there was something about it that captured your attention, making it easier for you to take action, and it was relevant to what you were looking for. But different people have different tastes and different goals. We're not all the same. So what may be the right elements for you may not be the right elements for the person sitting next to you. It takes a lot of time and resources to create versions of the apps and ads that are relatable to everyone, let alone reaching them in the right places in all the ways that they can discover your app. To empower Google to do a lot of this work for you, it's important that you provide all the different types of assets that we ask of you. So it's good to make sure that you have at least 4 text ideas, videos in both the portrait and the landscape mode, and images in both the portrait and landscape modes as well. These assets alone make sure that you are ahead of the pack in terms of your creatives. And to really maximize your success, we suggest you upload as many high-quality assets as possible in the dimensions outlined. And what do we do with them? Well, machine learning, of course. We stitch them into creatives, and we find out which combinations resonate the best with our users. By including diverse ad assets and formats, Google can help you deliver more of the relevant ads to the right people in more of the places that people are looking. And YouTube is one of those places. As the world's largest video platform, YouTube is where people go to hang out and watch content that they care about. And we've opened up a new reach opportunity on the YouTube home feed, and you are able to get more scale and more value through your image ads. Simply upload a landscape image to your app campaigns, and you are eligible to reach more users on the front door of YouTube. If you have a landscape image, well, you can just lean back and enjoy all of the extra reach that you're already getting because you got this automatically. We even take care of the extra formatting to make sure that it looks really snazzy and catches everyone's attention. This means that you can drive a lot more impact through your app campaigns with very little extra effort. Another way to make sure that you're engaging with your users and catching their attention is through video ads. This is a great way to catch people who are in the market and really ready to take action. We've introduced full canvas in-stream video ads on YouTube. All you need to do is upload your video assets, and we automatically create a panel underneath your ad to show users more about all the amazing work that your team has been building. The panel automatically opens once that video ad begins to play, allowing a user to browse through while watching your ad. This gives a lot more room to communicate your call to action and to feature all the compelling images of all the neat features that I know you guys are working on right now. And we pull this information directly from the App Store listing. Both of these YouTube formats are fully available today, and we're working to bring you even more innovations in the future. So, once you've pulled your ad in front of potential users, the next step is to show them why they should install and engage with your ad. And to do that, we've already been talking about how we need to make sure your ads are as engaging as possible. So to help achieve this, starting this month, we are launching ad groups for all app campaigns. Within a single campaign now, you're going to be able to set up multiple ad groups to house the creative assets and to group distinct themes together to tailor your marketing message to different groups of customers. And this seems pretty abstract, so let's go ahead and walk through an example. Let's say that you're Headspace, a meditation app. You can now create an ad group for your meditation for sleep offerings, and a second group focus on sort of your ad stress relieving options. In each ad group, you can add images and videos specifically catering to people who want to unwind before bed, something I know that I can totally get behind and totally appeals to me. Or you might want to have an ad group focused on finding ways that people can take mini meditation sessions on the go. You can also create another ad group for your generic ads with an image and a video promoting the general benefits of relaxing the mind. I'm sure we can all get behind that one. And no matter what your vertical, ad groups gives you the creative control to pique your users' interest with hooks that they can relate to. Now, you may think, this is a lot of new tools for creatives, a lot of control, and these all present really great opportunities, but they also mean that now you have so much more information to process, and you have a lot more decisions to make. This is a lot to take in. To help you navigate this, we are supporting an open ecosystem of amazing creative agency partners that can work with you to develop assets, capture and act on all of the insights that a reporting offers to you, and amplify your success with all of the goodness that we just talked about. So today, we are so excited to announce a formalized partnership with our app preferred creative partners. They include Aptaman, Consumer Acquisition, Kaizen, Bamboo, Kuaizi, Creatits, WebPals, and VidMob. Every one of these app-preferred creative partners can create assets across the entire spectrum of Google ad formats. And as you can see, they have locations all across the world. So they have both the global and the local insights to help you and guide you if you're looking to expand your current set of markets or if you're looking to expand into new markets and regions. You can rely on these partners to build the best assets to leverage the innovations that we talked about. Let us and let them help you get the most out of your ads. And you should focus on building the best apps that you can so that you can come tell me next year about all your cool launches. So, I've shared a few new ways for you to grow faster with both bidding and creative optimizations and innovations, and the partnerships that can take your app campaigns to the next level. Let's give a warm welcome now to Duke, who's going to talk more about monetization.
Thank you. Thank you, Belinda. Nothing is more excited than growing your user acquisition, except maybe monetizing them, to support the livelihood of the developers and this amazing ecosystem that we have globally. It's a critical component. So I'm Dukellis. lead product management for apps across AdMob and across Google Ad Manager, our ads monetization platforms. And I'm going to talk to you about some things that we're doing to really simplify how you can make money, make it easier overall. OK, so we all know about IAP. What a lot of developers don't know, though, is supplementing IAP revenue with ads is a great way to grow revenue overall. And we're even seeing in some cases it's actually driving higher IAP. Okay. Now, we looked at the Google games on Play, or the games overall on Google Play, and we saw last year 34% growth in games that have both IAP and ads. Okay, so something's working here. They're finding ways to put these together to drive better revenue overall. So we know this is here, but we also know it can be hard. It can be hard to add in ads, to optimize. And so we really think about how can we make this as simple as possible for everyone. Give time back to you to create, to focus still on making great games and apps. So really, when it comes to ads monetization, the growth hinges on a positive user experience. Okay, so we got to start with choosing the best formats. Every app's different. There is no one size fits all. So that's why we offer 4 rich formats: interstitial, banners, rewarded ads, and native ads. And let's walk through these one by one real quickly, because so interstitials, these full screen takeovers, they have static, they have video, both. Like, these are really popular in apps that change screens a lot. And it's really important that you find those natural transition points, because you want to minimize disruption, and that will help you also grow revenue overall. Okay, secondly, banners. Typically, we see these as anchors on the bottom. And this really works well on these single-screen apps where you have the ads visible the majority of the time. And these are quite easy to implement, and we see them across all different categories, whether it's games or news or utilities. Okay, third, rewarded ads. Now, these are opt-in. These are most recent. And this is about giving the user something in exchange for their time. You're giving them an in-app something. And these are a great option for developers to really try to offer this semi-premium experience, because a lot of times that user is probably like they can't or they won't buy right now, right? So how do we give them that flavor, give them that semi-premium experience, and they might come back and convert later? This also drives more engagement because they're getting more invested as they go. And this is particularly popular in games. But what's very exciting is we're starting to see this crop up in a number of other categories. Okay. And lastly, native ads. And these are they really let you customize that look and that feel. And this is great for the developer who really wants to go that extra mile to make that ad blend in, to feel like a natural extension of the app. And we see this great on feeds in particular, where it is really just, it feels like a natural part. The look and the feel are consistent. Now, all of these formats allow you to choose video, static, or both. Okay, so video is oftentimes an overlay in this, but that gives you a lot of options. And you've got a lot of options here. In some apps, we see different formats, some all of them, some just one of them. But you can really choose what is best for your app to get the best monetization. Okay, so you got the right formats. Good. Okay, so the next step is making sure that your users are having a safe experience. Okay, you want that audience to feel safe. It includes showing only high-quality ads and safe, like appropriate ads for your particular audience. And when that unwanted ad does appear, you really got to get to it quickly, manage it so it doesn't have an impact on your audience. So we've got a unique set of tools that we've been developing here to make this faster and simpler for you. So first, I want to talk about and introduce this new tool called AdMob Image Search. So this lets you upload a screenshot of the ad, and we can immediately identify the ad and all the variants across size and rotation and campaigns. So instead of having to search through hundreds or thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of ads that are going out to users, we make this instant and automated for you so we can block those ads. Okay. The second piece is ad content ratings, something we're very proud of. Now, when it comes to brand safety, and I will say this as a father of 2 girls, nothing is more important than making sure we're protecting kids' experiences. Now with AdMob, you can set this maximum ad content rating to whatever you want. So that could be G, PG, teen, or mature. And these settings can be customized at an account level overall. They can be set at an app level, and both of those can be done with a simple checkbox in the interface. You don't need to recompile and push out. Now, if your app also happens to serve a combination of adults and kids, you can also, at a per impression level, request different ratings based on who your audience is. Okay? That can be done at an impression level with our SDK. Okay, so you've got your ad set up, you've got your protections. So now let's think about running your business, and that requires actionable reports and analytics. And unlike many other platforms, we offer insights into both ads performance and also user metrics, all in one place. And we can put the data together and make some really smart decisions. And we do this without needing to integrate an SDK, an additional SDK. So this can help you optimize the lifetime value of your customers overall by merging these and getting some good insights. So you can find out things like, what is my total revenue across IAP and in-app purchase and ads on iOS, for example? Or how are my daily average users looking? What's my average session time? What's happening there? And now let's blend that together. And let me show you an example here. So this is our new rewarded ads report. Okay. So with this report, you'll have, you get instant access to this. It helps you track how changes to what you're doing with rewarded ads are impacting your metrics overall. So this is really the best way to understand, how am I doing with my rewarded ads implementation? And you can answer some really interesting questions here. So did adding that rewarded ad, did that increase my session time? Yeah. Did increasing this frequency of when I give people a rewarded ad, well, did that drive my IAP up or down? I'd like to know. And like, what percentage of your daily active users are actually using rewarded? And how does it look with them? Like, these are all good questions that merge a lot of these pieces of data. And they help you have actionable insights. You can immediately go change your revenue. Immediately. So these user reports, the rewarded ads report, they're all part of the out-of-the-box solution. You don't need to do anything to set these up. They just come, you instantly get access to that. No extra work. Okay. All right, so the last step I want to talk about here is, when we're really talking about business success, it's you want the highest value for your ads. Every impression, highest value, and without spending a lot of time optimizing. So that's where open bidding comes in. Now, we announced open bidding last year. The idea here is quite simple. We let all the networks that participate bid in to a single auction in real time. And the winner wins. It's that simple. So unlike traditional mediation, which is how a lot of the industry works today, instead of having to take average historical data and then use that to prioritize a bunch of different networks, and then call them in sequence, so instead of having to work through all that, we're taking all the networks and we're calling them at one time. You get the bids, and they compete in a single unified auction. So that means for any given impression, whoever is willing to pay the highest wins. That's it. Because all these networks are competing at exactly the same level, the same time, same priority, even Google. Okay. So not only is open bidding going to drive higher revenue because everyone's competing for each of those users on a real-time, one-by-one basis, but it's also going to decrease a lot of the extra time and effort that's gone into trying to set this up previously. So with open bidding, you don't have to implement all these SDKs. Instead, a lot of them are sending the demand directly through Google at participating in that way. Secondly, you don't need to spend a lot of time managing all the waterfalls, because if you recall, this is one auction now. So you don't need waterfall. You're getting the best price right away. Now, you also, because we're getting all of that to compete in one place, and you have all the data from the different networks, the report has all of the competing networks in one spot. So you're going to see that in one dashboard with completely accurate information and not have to go to a bunch of different places to get that collective picture. And then the last piece here, so payments. So instead of having to go track payments across a bunch of different networks, we've worked with them. So for almost all networks, we handle all of the payments for you. So you'll get a collective check right away. So we really simplify that and make it easier for you. Okay. So today, open bidding, we've got 8 partners that are live in bidding. So I want to call out, we have Facebook Audience Network, AppLovin, and Tapjoy. They've all recently joined, and they're now bidding. We're seeing great momentum on this initiative by bringing together some of the largest, most diverse app networks globally. It's just driving more revenue for our app partners. Okay. So, our partners are actually pretty excited about this. The industry, I would say, as a whole, is really looking forward to this because it just does everything much, much more efficiently. And it's good for developers. And Vijay Balan, so he's the head of Publisher Solution Partnerships at Facebook Audience Network. And here's what he says. Bidding is important in creating a fair and open ad ecosystem. So we're excited to work with Google to make this happen. This is about the real-time bidding in one place, in a fair auction. Okay? With that unified auction, developers, less time, more money. Okay? So our developers are pretty excited about what they're seeing. So we've got dozens of partners right now, dozens of publishers that are joining the beta. They're seeing meaningful impacts already, including, so let me spotlight Sticky Hands here. So this is a Korean app developer, Sticky Hands. So Minu Kim, so he's tried this out. He's seen 14% increase in revenue just by implementing open bidding. Okay? He's seen 15% ARPDAU increase. Okay? And he's saying that the revenue impact, it's already impactful, the revenue lift. And we expect it to keep getting better as we continue to add more partners into that single auction. So the momentum is continuing. The results are already starting to show. Okay. All right, so as you've seen today, we're really invested in helping you do what you need to do to build your growth and to build your monetization. So Belinda talked about a few things here: setting the right bid, whether that's with TROAS or with the bid landscapes, and about putting your best creative face forward with the new opportunities on YouTube, the ad groups, and with our preferred creative partner program. And on the monetization side, we're really trying to help simplify and drive higher revenue here, but simplify things like protecting your brand with the age ratings or with the advanced creative search, but also to drive more revenue through open bidding and through better reporting and insights you can take action on. Okay? Now, these smart optimizations that we're doing here, we're really trying to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you so you can just keep continuing making amazing apps. Okay? So thank you very much.